Good evening, YouTube. How's everybody doing tonight? ASD, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully we have a decent connection tonight. It looks like it's okay. That's nothing to brag about. Move that mic out of the way a little bit. Let's see. Ken ought to be popping in any time now, I would think, too. I was actually sitting here writing some notes on a video I want to do about the happy accidents and betrayal of, Bob Ross, about that special, getting background information to do on that video, and adding some of my own experience with them. And hopefully we'll have a bunch of people in here tonight, I hope. I'm not sure if ASD is here now or not. Maybe he stepped away. Ken, how you doing, buddy? I figured you'd be in here pretty quickly. You doing okay? That's good. My camera's out of focus a little bit here again. Gotta get everything to focus. I hate the autofocus on this thing. I'm not even sure what resolution I'm running at. I think I'm running at 720. Yeah. Put it down to 480 and see if that makes a difference. He hasn't answered me yet. He said, hey, at 10:28, but I hadn't launched live yet. So he might have stepped away to get a drink or something. Who knows? Let's see. We got the speed test running at download 17.48, which is really good. Upload at 1.54, which is 3 times as good as normal. So hopefully it is doing well tonight. I guess I can do a little check. About 14, 15 seconds delay. Better than the other night when it was like a minute or two. Maybe it'll stay there, get better. Who knows if it gets better or not? It might. I was just telling ASD, of course, he didn't answer me, so I don't know if he heard me. I was just taking some notes down on this happy accidents video I saw on Netflix, and the other night and trying to write up what I want to do. Hey, Recon, how you doing, buddy? Man, he's almost on time. Almost on time. Amazing. That's amazing. You're almost on time. As I was just telling Ken, I was sitting here before I launched, writing notes on the video I want to do about this happy accidents documentary on Netflix and adding stuff of my own into it. I wanted to do it today, but I wanted to actually get a better structure on the video itself. I'll probably look around with some content to put in the video, hopefully. You haven't got what's that, ants? What that's supposed to be? You've declared war, huh? No problem, ASC. I figured you walked away and you was doing something. I think I'll wash my glasses today. Come on, autofocus, work. Well, I don't know what's good, but we're all here. Yeah, that's what. Well, I figured you stepped away. No big deal. I don't expect everybody to give me 100% attention. That's for sure. A lot of people do things while they're watching live or they're listening or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. So, has anyone else here watched the documentary on Netflix about Bob Ross? Yeah, spraying it might be the only option at the moment. I don't watch it very often either, but I mean, I do watch some things with my wife sometimes in the afternoon. Mostly older stuff from MeTV, like Gunsmoke, stuff like that. I had a problem with bees once at the group home. The whole wall was infested with honeybees, thousands of them, and we had to get some special spray for them. We literally had to take some of the siding off the house to get to them. Asian bees. So I guess ASD, you went on one of her live streams. Uh, I guess some people shouldn't, or her Discord. Well, I guess if it was her Discord, she had a right to say whatever she wanted to say, good or bad. If people don't like it, they don't have to go to her Discord. Then she'd be sitting there by herself. Maybe she had a good reason for saying that she was tired of some BS. She was calling you out. Hmm. Yeah, someone ASD knows. He's telling us about it now, about the conversation he had with this woman who was tired of everybody's bullshit. Yeah, I can. There's been a problem with bees many times. They get so many of them that, I mean, they get into like a nest of them or a hive. They're hard to get rid of. Doc, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, hornets can be vicious. Vicious, without a doubt. I've dealt with hornets in the past. Up in New Hampshire, they had huge hives of them. Because up there, you know, have a lot of the farms up there, stone walls and whatever, and they'd build a big hive. And my sister, when she was young, probably not more than 4 or 5 years old, literally got nosy looking at a hive and fell into it. And she was stung bad, about killed her. I know my parents had to bring her to the hospital, and I mean, she was stung everywhere. Yeah, they do sting really bad. But if the from what I'm told, if a bee stings you, they die. Once they lose their stinger, they die. I guess that's some consolation. Yeah, Biden's not winning any popularity contests anymore, Doc. That's for sure. His approval rating went way down. Bumblebees get pretty big here in Florida, I'll tell you that much. You get to be bigger than my thumb. Yeah, I guess you got to change with the times there, ASD. People have to be aware of what's going on. They don't always fall out. Well, thanks for the bad news. I was really hoping that what I heard about, maybe it wasn't hornets as so much as bumblebees or a regular bee. Maybe hornets is the exception. Vicious little things, I know that much. I know the ones that we had in the wall of our house, they were honeybees. No coffee tonight. No, I checked and there wasn't any in the house that was made, so I didn't get any coffee tonight either. What a bummer. What a bummer. If my daughter or Nancy showed up, they might have made some. I don't know. Well, that's a possibility. They'll find a way in, that's for sure. We had a problem with mice at the group home. We were killing dozens of them. I mean, the females were definitely producing a lot of babies. They were just you get rid of a half a dozen of them. Next thing you see another dozen of them show up. 'I guess you could always, when you shut that window unit off, it's always spray inside it. Chapter 3, huh? Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. I only see 4 likes there, and I got 3 of them myself. 5 now, that's good. Sharon said that he may be on tonight. Not sure, but he might be on tonight too. He was going to try to come on. I was hoping my granddaughter Trinity would come on. She's been feeling a bit depressed lately. I think her work situation's not good or something. Seven likes. We're getting there then. That's probably about right now. Yeah, I guess this. If it was a weird looking bee, who knows what it was? They come from other countries over here, and you never know what you're going to get. And you got killer bees out there. Was it in Africa they get the killer bees? Is that what they are? In Africa? I haven't heard anything today at all. She hadn't gotten tested, but I guess she is now. Her little boy has it. I think that her fiance, his came back negative, and her daughter's came back negative. But I'm not sure about her. But I think they have another relative that got it too, or a couple of them. I've had swarms of bees chase me when I was a kid. Of course, my own damn fault for taunting them, but tell you what, they can be mean. I'd rather have an angry dog that bites chasing me than bees. I'll tell you that. They're impossible to get away from them. The murder hornet. I haven't heard of that one. Might have to look that one up. I didn't know there's one that was called murder. That's pretty bad to be named murder hornet. I mean, killer bee sounds bad enough, but when you say murder hornet, I don't know, it seems to have a worse ring to that one. Let's hope that don't happen, Recon. I was watching a documentary or something years ago, and I guess those killer bees actually do and have killed people. 3 times the size of bumblebees. Those things must be freaking huge. Because in Florida, I'm not kidding, we got bumblebees bigger than my thumb, way bigger. There are big bumblebees here in Florida. They are huge. They don't seem to be aggressive at all unless you mess with them. But if they're 3 times that size, that's the size of a hummingbird. That ain't nothing I want to mess around with. You see a swarm of them coming, you're in trouble. Jump in the pool, huh? They'll just hover over the water. They'll all be going, don't worry, he's coming up for air. Just get ready. Every time you come up for air, a couple of them will get you. I think in the past, when I was like a teenager, we lived the group home here. This area, there's a lake right there, which is about half dried up now. But when it was full, it was very active. People fished in there and swam, and there was docks and everything. And I think I remember being chased by some bees. Not many, but one or two at a time or whatever. Jumping in the water to get away from them. No, I didn't see that movie. ASD. Like I like Recon said, I'm like him. I don't watch much TV. Yeah, I used to get wasps at the group home, nests of them up under the eaves, and I had to buy wasp spray, and it was good for about 25 feet away. It was a hell of a stream. It would just drive right into that wasp nest, and it worked too. It killed them. I do enjoy good movies, but I'm one of them guys. I really prefer if I'm gonna watch a movie, I want it to be a comedy or you know I don't really get into the ones that are gory and ripping people apart and all that crap, blood and guts. There's enough of that crap going on in the world now as it is. Now we have DVDs. We got lots of those, and we do buy some for the grandkids to watch and stuff. The DVDs. They keep on stinging until you die. You'd think they'd run out of poison pretty quickly. I mean, even if they are 3 times as big, they can only hold so much poison. Yeah, I'm like that too, Recon. I prefer watching YouTube mostly, whatever interests me. And I actually have watched movies on YouTube, a couple of them. I think I watched a couple a week or two ago, late at night. I just couldn't go to sleep, so I was out here and um, for some reason, I remembered watching a couple of James Garner movies. They were westerns. They were really funny. I really enjoyed them, so I looked them up and I found them, so I watched them. One was Support Your Local Gunfighter, and there was another one where he was a sheriff or something too. But they were comedies, and had Jack Elam in one of them, and it was a real good. They were good movies. Yeah, I'm sure, but I don't know. Like I said, my sister fell into a hornet's nest, and she was burnt. She was stung on every part of her body. I mean, literally, she looked like a pizza, and she was a small child, and she was stung hundreds of times, and it didn't kill her. They were worried about it killing her, but it didn't kill her. But strangely enough, you can get bit by a rattlesnake even and still survive it without medical attention. A human can survive a rattlesnake or a water moccasin bite, you know, coral snake, not quite so likely, but you can survive, and they do a lot more than people know. Okay, ASD. Yeah, get that neb treatment. I think about any bees are aggressive if you piss them off. They don't take a lot to piss them off either. Just like hornets. I mean, it don't take nothing to tick them off. You mess with their hive, you're in trouble. Oh yeah, it's gonna be painful without a doubt. But I know guys that have been bit by poisonous snakes here in Florida that survived without an anti-venom even. And one of them was a good friend of mine. He was an older guy. He got bit by a coral snake from his own stupidity. And this is a man that was back then. This is years ago. He was already, I don't know, around 60 or so, younger than I am now. But he was he was raking the leaves on his property, and there was a pile of leaves that had already been raked, been sitting there for a day or two, and there was a coral snake on it, which you get the red, yellow, and black stripes around them. Very obviously it was a poisonous snake, and he nudged it with his rake, his feather rake, and it wouldn't move. It was playing dead, and he kept nudging it and didn't move. So he thought it was dead. So the dumbass reaches down to pick him up and picks him up. And then he decided that he was still alive and bit him right there. That's where they bite you. Coral snakes will usually they go for a soft spot because their teeth aren't very sharp, and they literally have to gnaw on you to bite you. He got bit. Drove himself to the hospital, which was probably 20 miles away almost. Made it to the hospital okay by himself. And then he found out that he was allergic to the anti-venom. So they hooked him up to a filtering system and told him, he said, well, if it gets too bad, then we'll give you the anti-venom anyway. Even though you're allergic to it, we'll deal with the reaction to you being allergic to it later if it comes down to it. But I think, he made him really sick, throwing up and all kinds of stuff, made him real sick. But he survived it. I don't know. I think the black mamba's more deadly. And there's another one, an alda or something like that. There's another snake that's out there that they say that if it bites you, you're dead. There is no. You can be right there with medical assistance, and you're still going to die. And it's a really deadly snake over there in Africa somewhere. But it is super super deadly. No, in Florida they say that the death rate from being bit by snakes is nowhere near 100%. Nowhere near it. It's very low. Of course, a lot of people do get that anti-venom, but it's still a lot lower than people think. And in fact, I didn't know it until I read the statistics, but it's a proven fact that 50% of a rattlesnake bites don't have any venom. When they bite, they sometimes the venom just doesn't shoot out because they bite so fast that you don't actually get any venom in you. Now, I wouldn't tempt him and let him bite you again, but they say that's happened many, many times. People have been bit by a rattlesnake, freaking out, and they didn't even get any venom in them. Look at that. There's a world famous guy here down in Ocala, Florida. He used to be at Silver Springs, named Ross Allen. And he had the Ross Allen Snake Show there for years and years. Huge glass room. I remember going there when I was a kid. And he'd walk out. You'd watch him walk out. Very well sealed, very thick. And he'd walk out into hundreds of poisonous snakes, mostly rattlesnakes, moccasins, whatever. That guy, he said he'd been bitten dozens of times. So many times he was almost immune to it. But that's eventually what killed him. But there was a lot of times that he got bit that there wasn't any poison. I'm not taking a chance either way. If I see a rattlesnake or a moccasin, he's dead. I know that may sound mean. I know everything, all creatures have a right to live, but when it comes to the fact that they're around where my grandchildren are going to be and little kids and babies and whatever, or my dog, no, he's going to die. Yeah, dry bite. Yeah, dry bites happen more than people think. But I tell you what, it still hurts because a rattlesnake usually a lot of times when they bite, most snakes are like that. They bite the fangs. So a lot of times they'll break off. They have another set that comes forward after that. They move forward, and they're pretty good size. I've seen rattlesnakes with their mouths open before and moccasins. They get some pretty damn good sized fangs. Nothing I want to get bit with. Luckily, they're usually big enough you can spot them. Hopefully. Most of the people that get bit by a rattlesnake in Florida or a moccasin is from stepping on them, being careless and not looking where they're going. Or sometimes the snakes will be hiding in the leaves or under something like some paper or debris that got blown around or whatever or something, and they've stepped on them. Then they get bit. But if you can see them, there's a good, especially a rattlesnake really doesn't, they're not that aggressive. They'll warn you, and that's why they rattle. They warn you, get the hell away from me. And if you stay away from them, they'll wander off. But moccasins are a bit more aggressive. They will come at you. I've seen it happen. It's like the coral snakes. They're not very aggressive. Just leave them alone. And they're not very big, but they're very colorful. The sea snake and then the black mamba. Yeah. Yeah, that sea snake ain't nobody to mess with either. The black mamba is definitely, you're gonna die. It takes very little of its poison. It's so potent. It takes very little of its poison to kill you. People that live in Florida, most of the people that have lived here for a long time or were born here and whatever, they all know the coral snake is the deadliest snake. That's one you don't take a chance with. But luckily, they're also the rarest snake. It's rare to see a coral snake. I've only seen two or three of them in 50 years, over 50 years. I've only seen two or three of them. Very few. Moccasins, I've seen plenty, hundreds. Rattlesnakes, I've seen dozens of them. And I've seen some big rattlesnakes here in Florida, big ones. I've seen them up to 8 feet long down here before, and that big around, huge. which is an eastern diamond. That's an eastern diamondback that's here in Florida. But the moccasins are pretty damn deadly too. I don't know where they are on that list, but they're pretty. They should be right up there with a rattlesnake. Yeah, yeah. One bite will kill 30 grown men. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think the mamba has enough poison to kill a number of people too with one bite. We got things to worry about here everywhere. Obviously, we're surrounded by ocean, so yeah, sea snakes are a possibility. We got rattlesnakes, cottonmouth water moccasins. We got coral snakes. We got tarantulas. We got black widow spiders, um, scorpions. We got huge scorpions down here. I've seen some pretty big ones. They don't kill you, the scorpions, but they'll damn sure. I know a guy that got stung by one, and his arm was numb for a week. I think there's diamondback rattlesnakes even in New Hampshire because I know there's rattlesnakes, but they have rock rattlers too. But there are diamondbacks up in New Hampshire. I know that. But they never seem to be as big as they are in Florida. Of course, Florida, where we don't get all this really bad cold weather, and they grow pretty well down here. In fact, I remember my uncle killing a couple of rattlesnakes on his farm. They're probably going after the chickens or the baby chickens or whatever, or the eggs or whatever. Yeah, the cottonmouth and water moccasin are really the same. The cottonmouth's just this description because they got that white. Their mouth is actually white inside, but there is a little bit of difference to them. There's different breeds of them moccasins anyway, different colors. When they're small, they're actually an orangey color. They're actually real pretty when they're babies. They're small. Doesn't make them any less deadly, but they look prettier. There's an easy way to tell. Just pick them up and open their mouth. If you see fangs, you'll know it's a moccasin. Yeah, like I said, I knew a kid that got bit by one. He was fishing, and he was on the side of the bank of a lake, and he was sitting, and he sat down, and he was fishing for bass. He was sitting down, and he put his hand down behind him to lean back in the tall grass, and put his hand right on top of a small baby moccasin, and got bit on the thumb. Yeah, have fun with that. We might hear some screaming from where you are all the way down here in Florida. Be running through your whole house trying to find a way to get away from them. Just remember, if you run to the bathroom and close the door, put a towel on the bottom of the door. Or next thing you know, they'll find a way in. They'll just go right down the bottom and under the door. And I say, we got you now, Recon. Yep, they are. That swarm will be a team effort. They all get the same message: attack. What do you mean if I'm that bad, Ken? Yeah, it could be. I mean, we got pygmy rattlers here. I've killed many of them on our deck at the group home. Welcome back, ASD. Yeah, I'm supposed to do a nebulizer myself, but I don't. I refuse. And it doesn't seem to make me feel any better. So if it don't make me feel better, I'm not taking it. Well, I guess Sharon's not going to show up tonight like he thought he would. I see a lot of the art places online have done something about the Bob Ross documentary. Just remember, I might send you a care package one day. You never know. Okay, ASC, no problem. Take the dogs out. They probably got their legs crossed waiting to get out. Yeah, it's a breathing treatment, Recon. I'm supposed to do it. The doctor sends me all the crap to do it with, but I don't do it either. It doesn't seem to help me, so I don't bother. Kill the snake? Yeah, I've killed plenty of them down here, no problem. No, I said something about a snake that bit a friend of mine in the thumb. He put his hand down in the grass when he was on the ground, sitting in the grass there, and he got bit. Now, if it's a black snake, there's a lot of black snakes in Florida. There's also the black racer, which is rare. I don't kill them. I refuse to kill those. They help on getting rid of the bugs and the frogs and all that stuff. Of course, the poisonous ones do too, but the problem is with the poisonous ones, I just don't want biting people that I care about, and my grandchildren and the dogs and whatever. Because dogs are stupid. They'll go up to a rattlesnake and get on them and start barking at them and get aggressive to this snake that's probably going to kill him. The dogs are stupid. They really are. sometimes they're just dumber than hell, dumber than a box of rocks. And I've had dogs that way. They're just dumb. Leave the damn snake alone. Because if you're a dog and you're not that big, and it's a big rattlesnake or a moccasin, you're going to die. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I've watched my dog Milo walk down the back steps from the group home, from the screen room. And right there on the steps, Milo would come nose to nose with a black snake. And they both like popped up, looked at each other, and they both just took off in opposite directions. It was funny as hell, but if it was a poisonous snake, he probably would have gotten bit. So at least he doesn't mess with them. Oh yeah, they're extremely fast. Yeah, it's against the law to kill a black racer in Florida. It's a $5,000 fine, I think it is. They're very rare. In fact, if you can catch one in Florida, you can bring it to the University of Florida because they breed them there because they're almost extinct. They'll give you $500 for them if you can catch them. Good luck catching them, but if you catch one, you can bring it there. They'll give you $500 for them. Yeah, garden snakes are all right. I was up in New Hampshire when I was a kid. I used to play with garden snakes all the time. I actually had one or two of them bite me, but they don't do nothing to you. But they can be. I'll tell you, you're right. A black racer can be very aggressive. If you piss them off, or if you try to get a hold of them, or get them with the broom to throw them outside or whatever, they'll turn on you. They will. I've had one chase me before. Yeah, they can definitely get aggressive. I gotta tell you, I wish you had your video going so that I think that would have been rather amusing watching the racer come at you and chase you around. I think that would have been a good video. Next time, film it. Give us something entertaining to watch. He wouldn't. It was a black racer. He couldn't hurt you much anyway. He ain't got much for teeth. Get some little tiny little things, but they're not like fangs or nothing like that. He wouldn't have hurt you. Well, yeah, frogs eat all kind of bugs. But we've had times that we'd be overrun with frogs. I was glad to have the black snakes around to get that population down a bit. And we get some big old frogs in Florida, especially the ones in the water. They do frog gigging down here, which I'm sure you've heard of that. They do the frog gigging, and they have frog legs. Yep, yep. I've eaten frog legs. They're right. It's kind of like chicken, but yeah, I've eaten them. A lot of people around here, a lot of people in the south, they love them frog legs. They go out gigging, getting them frog legs, fry them up. I'm really surprised it didn't catch you because they say they can go about 30 miles an hour. Those black racers. They are super. I've seen them. They can book. They can book. That would have been great entertainment for your kids to watch that black racer chasing you around. I'm sure that would have been the comedy hour of the day. I bet your fiance would have been laughing her butt off too. Maybe he just wanted to make friends with you, Recon. Maybe you took it the wrong way. I think maybe you might have just misinterpreted that snake. He liked you and he was in a hurry to meet you, and you freaked out. And then what'd you do? You killed him. You murdered the poor little guy. He just wanted to be friends with you. That's all. He just wanted to be friendly. And he got excited and wanted to jump up in your lap, and you could pet him on the head or whatever, and you freaked out. And you killed him. The poor little snake, my goodness. What a mean person. Oh, the regular black snake in Florida will do that. They'll um like when I didn't mow for a couple of weeks, the grass would be a foot and a half, a foot tall or whatever. I could look out my backyard sometimes, and it was a bit spooky because if you look carefully, you'd see the black snake just above the top of the grass with their heads looking around, just like that. And one day I counted on our lawn like 10 of them. I'm like, holy shit. I thought we only had a couple snakes here. And there was like 10 of them out there just looking around, looking for something to eat. Poor little snake. He may have just laid there flat and the blade might not have even touched him. And just think, if it did kill him and wind up in there, you're the one that would have to turn the mower over and get all that blood and guts out of there, and that's a big mess wrapped around your blade. Of course, you'd be probably all wimpy and just throw the damn mower away because you didn't want to mess with it. I know there's a lot of farmers around here. I've talked to a bunch of them. I know a bunch of them. And they've told me many times, they'll be out doing their fields, mowing them, tilling them or whatever, planting watermelons or tobacco or cucumbers, whatever they're planting. They said there ain't a year that goes by they don't see a rattlesnake. Sometimes many of them. And other snakes. You sound like it's a chainsaw massacre, a pushmower massacre. We have to make a movie about you, Recon. The pushmower massacre. Run around trying to mow with snakes. Pitiful. That's just pitiful. Minnie, That sneaky mini's here, guys. Run for the hills. Golly gee. Swamp Witch Mini in person. Look out. Well, you know, I started talking about the Bob Ross special that was on Netflix, but that's Recon's fault. He got into the snake thing. Blame him. You were here last night too, you little sneak. My gosh, what a sneak. See there, Recon. Ken's got the answer right there. You need to type in when animals ask for help. Maybe that black racer wanted some help and you killed the poor thing. My gosh. Recon is the beekeeper now. You got that right. Now he's declared war on the whole bee nation. I think the bees can take him myself. I'm betting on the bees. I don't think he's got a chance in hell. I'm waiting for it, Recon. We're going to hear about your black eyes the bees gave you. He's been putting it off. That's why he's talking about the snakes. He's been putting it off. Because he knows when he declares war on them bees, they're going to take it to him. That's all there is to it. They're going to take it to him. He won't be able to run far or fast enough because they're going to get him. So I'm glad to know we got Swamp Witch Mini in the house. Uh-oh. Y'all better get out of the swamp. Yeah, you might. I named her right already. When I named her Sneaky Mini, I had it right on the. I nailed that right on the head. I am. I am always suspicious of Minnie being in the background. I just know she's there sometimes. I don't even say anything sometimes. I'm just waiting for her to, where she can't help but type something. I wouldn't be surprised if you spray them, Recon, and when you go to bed at night tonight, you wake up with them under the covers. Doc, Doc might have left already. He was probably laughing so hard about when he thought about them snakes coming after you, Recon, that he just had to log off. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that special here soon. I want to get a little bit more research. I want to make sure I get some of the facts right on Bob Ross stuff. I actually went to one of his schools once, the one in New Smyrna, the one he started himself. And after watching the movie, I was thinking about that possibly, yeah, Sharat's a male. I thought it was a female at first too, but it's a male. He's a male. I know I went to the school. I was already pretty much an accomplished artist when I went to Bob Ross's school in New Smyrna. But we was on vacation in New Smyrna, so I said, "Well, I gotta check out the school. I want to at least take a class." So I did. I took a class, yeah, but and I realized when I took the class, I thought they were doing some things kind of cheesy. It wasn't the price wasn't that expensive, it was like $40 a piece. But then again, they had a class of like 30 people. That's a lot of money. But they made the money selling the products because before and after class they made sure the store was open to take orders, and a lot of people were ordering a lot of stuff. A lot of people that never even painted before, they were getting set up, so they're spending 200 or 300 bucks a piece. But the thing that did puzzle me is they used like a 9 by 12 canvas, which is not very big. Then there was another class that's above that. They use a 12 by 16 or something. I can't remember the exact size. But I kept thinking, you cannot fully do Bob Ross paintings, especially if you want to use a 4-inch brush when you got a 9 by 12. So they gave you the 1 inch brush and some other brushes. The brushes were not maintained very well, and the instructor they had really wasn't that good either. So I was pretty disappointed with it. I wouldn't even keep my painting I did there. I gave it to somebody there that wanted it. Now he made up that name Sheraton. It was from a game he used to play. I just think that's kind of funny that Recon was winking at him. I guess you have to be a little bit more careful about who you're winking at, Recon. That's pretty obvious. But don't you worry, you'll be really sure if you piss them bees off. I can tell you that right now. That'll be a sure thing. Well, evidently they had a couple of people with the same name, Sheraton. It came from another name that he had. He'd called himself something else, something, but it ended up being Showourarts after a while. Yeah, I thought it sounded like a girl's name too. Kind of one like, a witch would use. I didn't say anything, Minnie. Yeah, we don't get the old swamp witch going, that's for sure. I don't drink that green stuff. I just drink the orange stuff. Am I going to regret that? Is there going to be a picture of Recon there or something? Oh yeah, I just did. I see that. Yeah, I've seen some videos like that. That came up there, Ken, where animals needed help, like whales caught in nets and stuff, and birds caught, and or broken legs or wings or whatever for birds and whatever. Yeah, definitely. Recon and Ken, Minnie thinks we're the Three Stooges. Sometimes she's she's told me that even. It's like we're the Three Stooges. We're all funny like the Three Stooges or something. So now I know what she does for entertainment. She listens to the Three Stooges every night and don't tell us. Ain't that a heck of a no? And Brad, if you're watching this, I don't mean to offend you, my buddy friend, but these little shorts you're doing about random thoughts and stuff, I'm beginning to question your sanity. Yeah, I think you're losing it. Go back in the vault and count some money or something. Get some sleep. I don't know if he ever watches my videos or not, but maybe. Now some of the ones he's done have been pretty funny, but I'm beginning to wonder. I think he actually just misses being on YouTube. Shh, don't tell him I said that. I just think that. Yeah, it surprised me when he started coming up with those videos. All right, guys, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. Time for this old man to finish it up for the night. Minnie, stop being so late. Oh, that's right. You were doing something else. That's right. Just listening to the Three Stooges. I see. We know how you are. We know. We know. Is it still called the living room? Exactly. Yeah. That definitely took some thoughts. All right. Recon, no more waiting. Man up. Go face the war with the bees. They're waiting for you. They've probably called reinforcements. So have a good night. Let us know if they get the best of you. Have a good night, everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe, and try not to get stung.